All right, everyone. I'm going to teach you guys how to do tables right now in Google Docs. So, first of all, to do this, we need to open up Google Docs. So I'll show you a trick here that you may not know. If you go to docs.new, it'll automatically open a new Google Doc for you. So there you go, new Google Doc, ready to go. And we're going to call this document, you can follow along with me here. We're going to call it Tables Unit. There you go. There's our Google Doc, ready to go. Now, in order to create a table, you're going to need to go up here, and you're going to go to Insert Table. And a table is just like a grid that you put text into. So to get started here, I'm going to create a table that's just 3 by 3 to get started. So here's a table that's 3 by 3. Now I can type in each of these cells here. These are called cells in the table, and it'll put text in spots. So for example, if I wanted to make a table that keeps track of everyone who's a member of a club and what their phone numbers are, I could put like first name, last name, phone number. And then maybe I make this bold. And then right here, I write the names. Like this is Joe Black, and his phone number, let's say, is 503-503-8888. And then I have another person. Let's say this is Marisol Gonzalez. And then she's going to have a number here too, right? Like 503. Oops, I have an extra digit there. Let's say her number is like 1111111. Okay, so there you go. So that's an example of a table I just made where I can keep track of some information. Now for the assignment in this class, you're gonna have this packet. It's a PDF that looks like this, and each page has a different table. So you're gonna make your tables look like these ones. Now up through A7, they should all look just like the table there. After A7, you're going to have to do some formatting to make these ones look like the previous ones. Notice how this text is smaller here? Well, you're going to want to format it so it looks like that text. So it's a thing you'll do. So you're going to make all your tables look awesome like that. So this first table right here says Broadway ticket sales. But you'll notice that it's really big. See, like this cell here is all these cells combined. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So if you go here, now if I click in the last cell and hit tab, see when you hit tab it makes more cells. So I'm going to need a bunch of cells, so I have a bunch of cells now. Now I'm going to combine these cells together. So if I go up here, I can go Format, Table, Merge Cells, and it merges those cells. And you'll notice I need these cells merged together and these ones too. So I'll click here, and I'll go Format, Table, Merge Cells. Now this cell is supposed to say Broadway ticket sales, all caps. So I'll type here, Broadway ticket sales. You'll notice that this one, has its font, it has a serif font. Serif font means that it has like little dangly things at the edge of the letters. Notice this is sans serif, it doesn't have dangly things. So I want to change my font to one of the serif fonts. This one looks pretty good, this Merriweather. So now it's bigger, now it's there. I want to make it a lot bigger so it looks more like the other one. So that's really big, see that's big like that. Actually I don't like that font. Let's try just doing like a Times New Roman. There you go, that looks better. Okay, I'm going to center it. You can see it's centered here. But now notice that it has some white space at top and bottom. This is how you do that. You grab this and you can pull this down and it gives you some extra space. So now it's bigger. But notice how this isn't centered here. So what we can do is we can go Format, Table, and then while we're in Table, go to Table Properties. And it says Cell Vertical Alignment. If I click on Middle here and go OK, it puts it in the middle. So now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So this says January and February, and it's italicized. I'm going to type here January and February. Very cool. I'll make it italicized. It's a little bit bigger than just normal size, so I'll make this, maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. Change this to Times New Roman as well. Center it here. And remember, if we want to make this a little bigger, and then we want to center it in that space. So we go Format, Table, Table Properties, switch this top to middle. There you go. Now it's looking more like that. Now I got to write production this week, last week. So I'm going to do production this week, last week. There we go. That looks the same. And notice that these are centered here. I'm going to select these and make them bold, make it Times New Roman, and center it like that. There we go. Now it's looking a lot more like that. Maybe it looks like the font's a little bigger too. So let's go here and make it maybe like size 12. Maybe 14. Okay. The next part I have to do is enter all this. So right here, I'll enter that information here. I'll let you guys do that, so enter that information. But also notice there's more white, there's white space on the edge. It doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I'm also gonna pull this in like this. So I can get the edges of this. And I can pull this in and then make these more about the same size. Okay, now I need to fill in all the rest of these cells with this information. And notice these are left justified. You click here to make it left justified. These are right justified. So for these, I'm going to click that one to make it right justified. So like on this one, I'd go like that. It says 1,128, 111. Put a dollar sign. And I want to make it right justified like that. There you go. So now it's off to the right. And this, is the name of the play, which is The Lion King. There. Make all this Times New Roman. So there you go. Now I'm getting it so it looks like this. So I'll just keep, and I'll try to make it look as much like that as I can. Now, when I get this page done, the next one is on the next page. So I need to do it on the next page. So I'll click at the bottom here, very bottom of this, and I go Insert, Break, Page Break. Now I'm on the next page. Then I'm going to go Insert, Table. And there's the beginning of my next table. Now I do the same process again. Oh, this one only has 2 cells though, so actually I'm going to do Control-Z to undo that. Insert, Table, I'll just do 2. Like that. And then I'll do the same process to make this one look like this one. Remember that I need to make sure to, take the sides in. I don't need it so big. I'll want to select this and go Format, Table, Merge Cells. Format, Table, Merge Cells. So it looks like this one, right? And I'll go through, make the first one bigger, this one a little bit less big. And I'll go through and I'll do the same process. So you might need to review this video. The same process up here that I did for the other one. Okay, and then I'll go through and I'll make each of my tables look just like each of these. And I make them like this. When I get to this one, you have to remember to format these so they look like these ones. Okay? And I'm going to go through all these. And when I get through all of them, I'll finish 11 tables. And then once I have all 11 tables done, then I'll have a Google Doc here that will have 11 pages, each with a different table on it. And then I will turn this in to Google Classroom and call it good to go. When you finish your first 2 pages, have the teacher look at it. So like once you finish the first page, have your teacher look at it to make sure it looks good so you don't do them all wrong. Then you finish the second page, have your teacher look at them. That'll make sure you're not doing them all wrong. So have your teacher look at the first 2 pages after you finish them. Okay, that is how you do tables. Tables are really useful. Like if you look at this right here, in the example. You know, this table is keeping track of some sales of tickets at different musicals. Well, if you're a person who works in musicals, making a table like this could really help you, you know, see how different musicals are doing, which is going to help you make wise decisions, right? If you want to go and explore a bunch of castles, this could be helpful to you, know where the castles are, right? This is keeping track of what kind of cars are sold and in which month. If you're making a decision about car sales, this information is going to be helpful to you, right? Each of these tables is representing information that's being displayed. That someone could look at this, and that could help them make wise decisions to figure some things out and make sure that they do things correctly. Okay. One more note. This table right here has these little decimal points. If you want to go the extra mile, you can make the decimal points line up so that all the decimal points line up. So let me show you an example of what I mean. So if I go here, let's say I have some decimals here. So I'm going to do 1.222, oops, 53.1, 505.5, and let's do 1.88888. So I want to make it so the decimal points line up. Here's how I can do that. I can select these right here, and then I can click. If I click up in this area, I can add what's called a tab. So I can click right there to add a tab, and I'm going to add a center tab, and then I'm going to double click. How do I format my tab? Okay, guys, I just realized this might not work like I thought it would. Okay, never mind. You cannot format tabs in Gulax. Well, if you were using a different program, you could make it so that these line up, but you can't in this program. So never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's all. That's how you do tables. Enjoy.